Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome. This is the global community for adults who are healing CPTSD. My name is Athena, and we have been gathering here together about once a week for around 10 years now. This is a place where we come together once a week, Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we talk about what's been working for us in our healing journey, and we also talk about what hasn't been working for us. We have a chat box where you are warmly welcomed to share and connect with others in a way that feels safe and regulating for you. We also have some breath work that we've been participating in together every week. And we also have a meditation written by Morgan Harper Nichols. Her artwork is what you see up on the screen right now. We have a compassionate healing strategy written by Dr. Ariel Schwartz, and it's an excerpt taken from her book titled A Practical Guide to Complex PTSD, Compassionate Strategies to Begin Healing from Childhood Trauma. We also have a Loving the Self affirmation written by Lisa A. Romano. And I've been bringing a quote every week lately over the past several months. And the quote is from a book titled The Way Forward, written by Young Pueblo. And for some reason, I couldn't get the meditation music to start to play for us, but I want to try again because I know that many of you have really enjoyed the meditation music. So I'm gonna try to get that to work now. We'll see if I can get that to, and let me know how the volume is for you. I don't know if it worked or not, but let me know if you can hear the meditation music and how the volume is for you. We just pause and say hello to everyone that's here with us. A very warm welcome back to you, Dr. Rebecca. So glad to have you here. A very warm welcome to you, Jeffrey Sherman. I'm sending you emojis and smiles and waves back. A very warm welcome to you, Lisa. A very warm welcome to you, Abigail. A very warm welcome to you, John Harvey. Oh, thank you for the cake. I graciously received the chocolate cake. Hello to you, Mary. Thank you for being here. A warm welcome to anyone I didn't greet by name. Thank you for letting me know that you could hear the meditation music and that the volume is good for you. Wonderful. Well, again, I'm so grateful to be here with you. My name is Athena. I'll be facilitating our time together. A warm welcome to you, Dolly. Thank you for being here. So, as we've done in weeks prior, we brought a theme with us today, as well as a journal prompt. So our theme this week is welcoming friendship. And our journal prompt is, what does welcoming friendship look like for you? I'm so grateful that this is the topic for the week. It's so timely. I got an opportunity last week after I was here with you. One of my very dearest girlfriends that I hadn't seen in a couple of years, she and her husband were celebrating their wedding anniversary. And I got an opportunity to meet up with them. We got to walk around and talk and spend time together. We had drinks together. We also got to have lunch together the next day. It was so beautiful. It was so nourishing. I had missed her so much. It was really wonderful to be able to spend time with her. And then just a few days later, I got to connect with another girlfriend of mine. We had a belated Mother's Day brunch this past weekend. And we drove up to the mountain and we hiked around, and it was absolutely beautiful and sunny. And we spent the whole day up there. After brunch, we drove back, and when she was dropping me back off, we decided to go down to the ocean and watch the sunset. It was so beautiful. My heart was so full. And a couple weeks from now, I have one of my other girlfriends that I haven't seen in a while. I miss her so much. And she is coming to visit me. And we're going to go out and have lunch together. My hand is on my heart. I feel so extremely grateful for the friendships in my life. So many of you have been dear, dear friends to me in my healing journey over the last 10 years. And with my hand on my heart, I'm so grateful for you. So grateful for the friendship. Truly. It is such a gift. So before we do our breath work together, I just want to pause. And again, in alignment with our theme this week, I would love to know, what does welcoming friendship look like for you? John Harvey says, welcoming friendship is, welcoming friendship is trusting in someone. Yes, so important to be able to have trust. Absolutely. Hello to you, Mandy J and Lil J. Welcome, welcome. I didn't get a chance to say hello to you. A warm welcome to you, Ninja Taco. So good to see you, Recovery Buddy. Thank you all for being my friends. Lisa says, my friends are my world, since I don't have much family left. That really lands. That really holds true for me as well. My friends are my family. They are my family, my friendly family of choice. Yes, John Harvey says, I am so thankful for my two friends, Vinny and Lisa. Good friends can give you some good meaning. So true. So true, John Harvey. It can be so meaningful when we have good friends. Particularly if we happen to be estranged from our family of origin, friendships can be so vital for our well-being. I too am very grateful for my dear friend Vinny. I miss her. A few years ago, I got to stay in a little Airbnb nearby, and we hiked around and we walked by the beach and we had coffee together and we went to dinner together, and we had such a wonderful time. We went to a museum, we took photos, and we laughed. I got to meet her cat, Ladies In. It was such a special time. I'm so grateful that you and I have a mutual friend in Vinny, John Harvey. And I'm grateful for Lisa as well. I have yet to meet her in person, but we are friends on Facebook, and it is lovely to be connected with her. Ninja Taco says, welcoming friendship is catching up and playing video games without a bunch of your not making money with your hobby or stage checkup nonsense. Yeah, just being able to, life stage checkup nonsense. Yeah, like just being able to connect, right? Just being able to connect can be so nourishing. Mary says, welcoming friendship for me is having people in my life who are able to listen even in the hardest times and laugh in the joyful times. I love that. A warm welcome to you, Giselle. Giselle says, I don't have any. Well, Giselle, let's think about this together. What does welcoming friendship look like for you? That's our journal prompt this week. What does it look like for us to welcome friendship? Nick says, I don't either. Well, I'm grateful that you're here with us so that you can connect with safe enough others. So we are all here together with you. You theoretically have 13 potential friends all around you. Giselle and Nick, we are so grateful you are here with us. What does welcoming friendship look like for you? John Harvey says, Athena, I am part of Vinny's poetry group, and we write great poetry together with other people. Wow, that's incredible. John Harvey, I love that you're a poet. That is so incredible. My friend, John Harvey, who brings me chocolate cake every week, and he is also a poet. That's amazing. Giselle says, thank you very much. You are welcome very much, Giselle. What does welcoming friendship look like for you? That is our journal prompt that we can think about as we prepare to get ready for our breath work and our meditation and our healing strategy and our affirmation. Abigail says, I haven't had friends for a long while. I very much look forward to the day when I do, though. My chest aches at the subject, but I still have hope. course, your chest aches at the thought of welcoming friendship. How could it be any other way? We all want you to know that we see you. We honor you. We honor your process. We honor your journey. You are welcome here. And that goes for anyone else. Giselle, Nick, or anyone I haven't had a chance to say hello to. We warmly welcome you into this place as potential friends. Welcoming friendship is an important part of our healing journey. We are communal beings. We are mammals. We have mammalian nervous systems. And our mammalian nervous system is continuously looking around the room, whether it be a virtual room like this or a physical room like the one you're in, looking for another mammalian nervous system so that it may co-regulate. And once we can co-regulate, we create a new neural pathway. And when we create a new neural pathway with another mammalian nervous system, co-regulate with that mammalian nervous system, and we create those new neurological pathways, guess what that means? That means we have a neurophysiological difference in our makeup. We are literally a different person, neurobiologically speaking, and we have a physiological shift in the body. And this means that we are taking a step in our healing journey. So if you can hear my voice right now, I would love to know, what does welcoming friendship look like for you? Rebecca says, I feel the same way, Abigail. And Mary is warmly welcoming you, Giselle, and you, Nick. And I am warmly welcoming you also. Jeffrey Sherman says, I think a part of welcoming friendship for me is getting used to interacting with people and being able to actually expect collaboration and cooperation instead of a constant spiritual tug of war. It's wonderful, Jeffrey Sherman. I warmly welcome you as my friend. Mary says, as I heal, I have also lost quite a few, quote, friends. Now I notice when people treat me with contempt or shame me for my responses. That is a huge sign of growth and healing, Mary. When we can notice this, we notice how others are treating us. We notice contempt, we notice the shame. And we also know that it has way more to do with them than it does with us. Yes, Mary says, Jeffrey Sherman, that is what I am experiencing too. Jeffrey Sherman says, I feel that, being judged for having struggles that are different from others. Absolutely yes. Mandy J and Lil J say, I don't choose to get close to people now as I did before. I also don't have the emotional or physical energy to really maintain friendships at this point. That is such keen self-awareness, Mandy J and Lil J. That is keen self-awareness. Knowing and recognizing and honoring our own capacity to maintain friendships is a huge sign of healing. I honor you. I honor your process. I honor your journey. Lisa says, I only have a few close friends who know me and my trauma history. You all are my friends. The support has been helpful and comforting. Thank you, Lisa. We warmly welcome you and honor your process. And I am grateful you are here with us. For me, our journal prompt, what does welcoming friendship look like for you? This, in a nutshell, is what welcoming friendship looks like for me. Okay? For me, welcoming friendship means that I feel safe in my body to pause, acknowledge, observe how I'm feeling, to check in with myself if I have the capacity, and then to observe the patterns with other people and notice if they are compatible with me and where I am in my healing journey. All of this is happening sort of under the surface and in my mind and in my nervous system. And then what welcoming friendship looks like for me is gently, with curiosity, noticing when and if another person is able to consistently witness me where I am in my process, in my life, in my journey, witness me with compassion, fully acknowledge me as a separate individual from them, with a separate lived experience. I'm also noticing, are they able to not only witness me with compassion and honor me as a separate individual from them and acknowledge that I'm separate from them, but are they able to consistently be validating of the feelings that I have that come up for me in my own experience of the friendship? And lastly, I glance with curiosity and notice if they are consistently able to show up for me with a felt sense of empathy. That is what welcoming friendship looks like for me. Can they compassionately witness me? Are they able to fully acknowledge me as a separate individual from them? Are they validating of my lived experience separate from theirs? Validating the feelings that come up for me? Take responsibility for their part of anything that's going on in the friendship that we are welcoming? And do they have a felt sense of empathy consistently? That, for me, is what welcoming friendship looks like. I've been taking this 15-week class with a teacher by the name of Marshall Bircher, and I have learned so much about pausing and acknowledging and observing and making sure that I'm checking in with myself And even if no one else is able to validate my feelings, I make sure that I am self-validating. And if no one else is able to show up in a way that works for me, I check in with myself and I make sure that I'm gentle and that I tell myself that my feelings and my lived experience are legitimate, valid, and real. And I only allow people in my life that are able to cause me to feel safe enough, seen, heard, valued, and appreciated. That is what welcoming friendship looks like for me. I'm quite mindful of whom I choose to allow into my life at this point in my healing journey. Jeffrey Sherman says, I hope I can get the intimacy. Oh, I hope you, Mandy J and Lil J, get the intimacy you need. I'm sending you love and good vibes. If you desire closeness, I'm wishing you find those safe people to share that with. I echo Jeffrey Sherman's sentiment, and I hope that for each and every one of you, especially you, Mandy J and Lil J. Thank you for communicating that intention. Giselle says, yes, I love that. I agree. I want that for myself. I'm so glad you want that for yourself, Giselle. You deserve it. You've always deserved it. Your whole life. And there's a workable framework in there, in what I shared in welcoming friendship. There's a framework that we can follow. Mary says, so well said. I'm so glad that resonated with you, Mary. John Harvey says, trust is a big thing for me, and without it, I can't be friends with someone. It makes having one even more special. Absolutely yes, John Harvey. And the only way we can develop trust is over time, because we cannot trust people's words. We only trust their patterns of behavior. I think one of the most valuable things I've learned about welcoming friendship in my life is that every healthy friendship follows a certain pattern, and that is attunement, misattunement, dysregulation, and repair. So what do I mean by that? Well, every healthy relationship is reciprocal. It's not one-sided. So if we have a friendship, if we welcome a friendship, this person is likely attuned to us at a certain level, and we are attuned to them. And then when we go about our daily lives, separately of course, there is a natural misattunement that happens. And then one or both of us will come back together, and if we're apart from one another in our friendship long enough, chances are one or both of us may experience some dysregulation. And the most beautiful thing that can happen there is that there is a repair. And that means that someone is actually present and attuned and able to repair. So you see it's attunement, misattunement, just by nature of the way life flows, dysregulation, repair. And when we repair, we are attuned again. Attunement, misattunement, dysregulation, repair. Attunement, misattunement, dysregulation, repair. And that is a rhythm of a healthy friendship. The painful part comes when there is a lack of attunement or a high degree of misattunement due to it being a one-sided relationship. Pain can come in when there is excessive dysregulation or when someone is not present and available, willing and able to repair the rupture in the trust bond. When we have a trust bond, there is attunement, and then misattunement, dysregulation, repair. Attunement, misattunement, dysregulation, repair. In my experience, that's how our healthy friendships flow. I love that John Harvey has mentioned trust. It's so very important, and he says it makes having a friend even more special. I would agree. Hello, Jennifer. Jennifer says, welcoming friendship for me is only bringing genuine people that are honest and real and empathetic in my life, and cutting out ones that are really toxic. Absolutely, yes. We must protect our peace. Life is too short for us to entertain toxicity. If there was a bottle of poison under the kitchen sink and it said toxic on it, would we drink it? I don't think so. Not on purpose. Because we would not feel good. We would be sick. Life is too short to entertain toxicity. I commend you, Jennifer. I honor you. I honor your process. I agree. We must protect our peace. Mary says, self-validating. That is a new concept for me. Yeah, it was a new concept for me. I learned it this year. I think I learned it in January. I've been practicing it. It's been quite life-changing. If someone isn't available, emotionally or otherwise, to validate my lived experience or my feelings or my emotions, then I'm learning how to do that for myself. Thank you. You're welcome, Jennifer. You're welcome. Rebecca says, I like that you said my feelings and my experience are real, that they are valid. Oftentimes, I am doing that for others, but applying it to myself is difficult. Oh, I agree. I really want to validate that. And thank you for mentioning that. It's worth mentioning and repeating, Rebecca. It is quite difficult at first to self-validate, and yet it's been so important for me to do so. When I'm able to sit with my feelings and sit with my lived experience, and I'm able to acknowledge them as valid, legitimate, and real, I no longer show up in my friendships and relationships feeling like I'm empty and in desperate need of them to validate my feelings and my lived experience. And what that ends up doing is I don't show up in a way that is sacrificing of my own well-being and my own sanity. I'm far less people-pleasing and accommodating. I don't allow any toxic accommodation in my life anymore. I've learned all of this from this teacher. His name is Marshall Bircher, and his website is called freetheself.com. He has like 300 tools that are just free in his tools library or resource library. They're all free, and you can click on them. He has a YouTube channel and a podcast, tons of free resources, and it's really been quite life-changing, very nourishing to hear him share and walk us through how to acknowledge and to validate and to be present for ourselves and to legitimize our own lived experience. Yes, Lisa says, I'm slowly learning to trust again in therapy. It's a slow journey. You know what? It really is a slow journey, Lisa. It really is. I really want to honor that. I want to validate how slow the journey is to healing trust. Trust in another and trust in ourselves. It took several years with my trauma therapist to develop a secure attachment with her, where I know we're good, regardless of how often we speak. It took several years. I'm grateful that you are slowly learning to trust again, and that you're being patient and kind and gentle with yourself. Jeffrey Sherman says, wow, Athena. I need about 30 years worth of emotional validation to get to that point. You know what's so interesting, Jeffrey Sherman? I think I said those exact same words. It's so interesting. Once I sat with myself and I began to be still with my own lived experience and have curiosity and patience and kindness and gentleness, to just be compassionate toward myself and to acknowledge my lived experience as valid, real, and legitimate, which again, I learned from that teacher, Marshall Bircher. Once I started doing that, like once a day, I started doing it automatically without even trying. It was so interesting. I started showing up different in my friendships and feeling less frozen, less stuck, less paralyzed. The hole in my chest, the ache and the longing on the inside, it decreased as soon as I started doing that for myself every single day, just like once a day. If you go onto his website, it's called Free the Self. There's this thing called the daily regulation practice. It's all free. It's just online. Let me type in the website for you. There you go. Yeah, just click around and find daily regulation practice. And you'll find links to all of the tools. There's hundreds of them. And they're all free. And I'm telling you, it's been quite remarkable. I feel different. Like my nervous system feels more regulated more often. But just like Jeffrey Sherman, I needed about 30 to 40 years of emotional validation. I just turned 50. I've been in trauma therapy now for almost 10 years. I've been doing this work in this community with you for 10 years. And I finally feel like I've gained some traction. It's all sort of come together in the last several months since I found his work. Oh, you are so welcome, Lisa. Yes, I'm grateful that the resources are resonating with you all. So I know we only have about 20 minutes left, but let's do some breath work together. Let's reach up, get very comfortable. We have that vagus nerve, and what we're going to do is we're going to reach up as we relax, and we're going to touch our ears, touch the backs of our ears with our fingers, touch the fronts of our ears with our thumbs, gently and softly run our fingers around our ears. And while we're doing that, remembering to breathe, let us look to the left. Try to look as far to the left as possible, like we're looking over our left shoulder. Let us relax our head, looking forward, reaching our arms up to the sky, twisting our wrists around in a circle slowly, moving our fingers. Reaching back to touch our ears once again, looking all the way to the right, as far right as we can possibly see. Remembering to breathe. Reaching our arms all the way out. Our left arm all the way as far out to the left as it will go. Our right arm far out to the right as far as it will go. Remembering to breathe. Allowing our hands to fall gently back into a restful position. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the head, eyes open or closed, whatever is most comfortable for you. Let us take a slow breath together. Well done. Beautiful breath work today. Beautiful, beautiful breath work. Our quote this week from Young Pueblo: everything is in alignment with our theme this week, which is welcoming friendship. What does welcoming friendship look like for you? Young Pueblo says on page 38 of The Way Forward, he says, we need to do more than eat, nourishing food, exercise, and rest to feel our best, we also need to be around good people. Spend time healing our emotional history, living in alignment with our values, saying no to people pleasing, staying open to growth, and deeply embracing change. I love that framework. Anytime someone gives us a map like that, I really like the map. Right? We can take this map and we can do with it what we will. He says you need to do more than eat nourishing food, exercise, and rest to feel your best. You also need to be around good people. Spend time healing your emotional history. Live in alignment with your values. Say no to people pleasing. Stay open to growth. And deeply embrace change. I love that. And again, everything we talk about here on this channel, it's always just an invitation. These are not mandates. You get to choose. So Dr. Ariel, her invitation for us this week is to increase our distress tolerance. And her reminder to us is, she says, an invitation to an important goal of our healing journey is for us to learn how to handle painful emotions skillfully. It's important for us to learn how to be with our difficult feelings, because no matter how hard we try, we cannot avoid the challenges that come with being human. Often, when we feel uncomfortable sensations or emotions, they can come with habitual thoughts, such as, oof, make it go away, or I can't handle this. You see, these thoughts can lead to us participating in self-harming behaviors, like explosive emotional outbursts or the urge to use substances. So, increasing our distress tolerance, this is a mindfulness practice. So let's do it together here. It's okay if we don't already have any type of mindfulness practice, or it's our first time doing any of this. That's okay. We can use the structure of like a seated meditation, or we can be walking or lying down or sitting. And we'll just do this together for just a couple minutes, okay? So there's no need to look at a clock or anything. Now all we have to do is just pause, like we talked about earlier, and begin to observe the sensations and emotions that we might be feeling. Can we notice any uncomfortable feeling that we might be having? Can we stay curious about our experience rather than acting on any urge to push the sensation away or push the feeling away or push the emotion away. Can we be curious about it for just a moment? And it's okay if it's difficult. Let's just pause and just remind ourselves all emotions are temporary. Remembering to breathe, all emotions are temporary. So instead of judging our experience, perhaps we could describe our sensory experience to ourselves. Where do we feel it? Do we notice a temperature in the air or in the body? Perhaps a tension? Or what about the sound of my voice in your ears? Can you reach up and touch your ears? Can you touch your nose and feel your breath come through your nostrils? Let us pause and observe what happens if we just stay right here with this feeling, with this emotion that we've noticed. Can we notice if there are any subtle changes that are occurring as we continue to breathe and observe our experience? Perhaps we can find that the distress that we were feeling, what if it began to subside as a natural consequence of our reflective awareness? Or what if we were able to see that we're able to turn toward the underlying emotion in a more gentle and conscious manner, so that we can allow just a moment to experience a resolution. Well done. It takes a lot of courage to do that. We're going to read our meditation written by Morgan Harper Nichols now. Her artwork is what you see up on the screen, and she is welcoming us to consider, inviting us to consider what it might look like to welcome friendship. She says, may you surround yourself with people who remind you that you are loved and seen just as you are, right here in this place, together. Morgan says, also, even if this is something you do not have, you are allowed to surround yourself with reminders that you are worthy of surrounding yourself with people who remind you that you are loved and seen just as you are. There are things in life that we do not get to choose, but we can choose our friends. Even before you have friends, you can choose to think about what kind of friends you would like to have. Would you like to have friends with similar schedules? Would you like to have friends like we have here with a similar lived experience? Would you like to have friends who enjoy playing games like Ninja Taco mentioned earlier? Would you like to have friends that enjoy having philosophical conversations? Sometimes trying to think about just the people can be tricky because if we don't know them, we don't know what to imagine. And we also may not be able to carve out time specifically to go out and meet others. But we can do this. We can at least take a little time to think about what has not worked and what we might enjoy instead. And if it's hard to think about hobbies or passions, let us take a moment to think about the kinds of things that energize us. This can be anything. What energizes you? Is it late night conversations with the right people? Or being able to go on a trip that doesn't have any expectations? Or what about getting caught up on your reading over the weekends? Or trying something new and having a good story to tell? What has energized you in your life? It can be the smallest thing, and it might just be something that you can consider inviting others into. In the same way that I've invited you all here with me over the past decade, right? Morgan says, surrounding yourself with supportive people who make you feel loved and seen for who you are is oftentimes not a static thing that happens once and then we never revisit it again. No. Instead, this is something we can continue to slow down and reflect upon as we move through life. Remember, you are worthy of the time it takes to reflect on the kind of relationships you would like to form or continue to nurture. It's not too late for you to keep revisiting what words like friendship, relationship, or community mean to you. It is never too late to keep exploring. I love Morgan. She really gets it, you know? Morgan really gets it. Oh, you're so welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, being in this space with you is special also. It is so healing. Thank you all so much. I see your kind words. reflect them back to you. Let us end our time together with our Loving the Self affirmation written by Lisa A. Romano. Lisa says, I know what others do is really none of my business. Today, I will be aware of how often my old belief patterns consume my mind with worry about others. And in the moment that awareness is born, I will let it go. Today, I will practice detaching my emotional self from worrying about others. I will practice allowing others to be who they are, even if who they are is dysfunctional. Today, I will practice learning to let it go. And remember, if affirmations don't work for you, depending on where you're at in your healing, CPTSD, I encourage you to move the words around until it fits. So we can turn this into a question, okay? Take this with you. We'll turn this into a question, and then we'll end with this. So this is on page 13 of Lisa's book titled Loving the Self Affirmations. You can download it for free on our website. So let's turn this into a question, just in case the affirmation doesn't feel like it lands in your nervous system. So here we go. What if I knew that what others do is really none of my business? What if today I could be aware of how often my old belief patterns consume my mind with worry about others? And what if in the moment of that awareness, I could let it go? What if today I could practice detaching my emotional self from worrying about others? What if today I could learn to practice allowing others to be who they are, even if who they are is dysfunctional? What if today I could practice learning to let it go? There you go. What a wonderful, beautiful note to land on. What if, right? What if? Thank you all so much for being here. My hand is on my heart. I wish you peace and ease. I'll see you next Monday and every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, if I don't see you over in the community, I put a link in the chat box. There's a link in the description section. But if I don't see you there, please be extra kind, extra patient, and extra gentle with yourself, because you're worth it. And I'll see you soon. Good night, everyone.